She walked away from a R1 billion inheritance, sold all her shares in her father's company, and bought a neglected wine farm that nobody wanted. Her billionaire father sold the family business and told the media she'd be better off staying home with her children than running an empire. Today, she produces 750,000 bottles of wine every year, exports to the United States, United Kingdom, and Europe, and her net worth, 2.6 billion rand. That's $259 million. This is the story of Wendy Appelbaum. This Black History Month, we celebrate women like Wendy who prove that wealth isn't just inherited, impact isn't just bought, and success, that's built with your own hands, on your own terms. Born in 1961 in Johannesburg, Wendy Donna Appelbaum grew up in one of South Africa's wealthiest families. Her father, Sir Donald Gordon, the founder of Liberty Group, one of Africa's largest insurance and financial services companies. Growing up, Wendy was the only daughter among 3 children. She had 2 brothers, Richard and Graham. Their household was competitive. Tennis, golf, bridge, Scrabble, show jumping, you name it, they played it. In a Forbes Africa interview, Wendy said those games taught her negotiation skills and made her fiercely competitive. That competitive spirit, it's why she became a top-tier businesswoman. But here's the twist. Despite being born into billions, Wendy didn't have an easy path. She wanted to become a medical doctor. She applied to medical school. She was rejected. Instead, she studied psychology at the University of Witwatersrand and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in 1982. Medical school's loss became the business world's gain, because what happened next changed everything. In the early 1990s, Wendy joined her father's company, Liberty Group. She became a director at Liberty Investors, the holding company. She wasn't just sitting on the board for the show. Wendy became one of the company's largest individual shareholders. She learned the business inside out: financials, marketing, human resources, board governance. She soaked it all in. But then, 1999 happened. Her father, Donald Gordon, decided to sell the family's control of Liberty Group after he retired. The decision crushed Wendy. Donald Gordon told the Business Report that Wendy was terribly miserable about his decision. But then he said something that would fuel her for years to come. He said she was better off at home looking after my grandchildren than running the family business. Imagine that. Your billionaire father tells the media you should stay home with the kids instead of running the empire. For most people, that would be the end of the story. For Wendy, it was just the beginning. In 1994, before the Liberty sale, Wendy had already started something revolutionary. She co-founded WIPHOLD with 10 other influential South African women, Women's Investment Portfolio Holdings. The goal? Empower women who were completely disadvantaged, teach them how to invest, show them how to turn a little money into a lot. WIPHOLD was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life, Wendy said. We empowered women that were technically completely disadvantaged, really empowered them to understand how to invest and take a little bit of money and make it a lot. There was an incredible amount of energy in that boardroom. I've never been in a boardroom that good ever since. WIPHOLD became the first women-controlled company to list on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Assets? Over 1 billion rand. Wendy served as deputy chairman. She built the company into a powerhouse. And then, in 1999, she sold her shares. Why? So that previously disadvantaged women could fill her space. That's the kind of woman Wendy Appelbaum is. She didn't just empower women with words. She gave up her own seat at the table so others could rise. After leaving Liberty Group and WIPHOLD, Wendy finally pursued her childhood dream. She'd always wanted to own a farm, to live in nature, to work with her hands. In 2003, Wendy and her husband Hilton Appelbaum bought De Morgenzon Wine Estate in Stellenbosch. The name means the morning sun in Dutch. The property catches the first rays of dawn over the Bottelery Hills. The estate was 224 acres of neglected land. The previous owners hadn't maintained it properly. Most people saw a mess. Wendy saw potential. I always wanted to farm. I always wanted to live in nature, Wendy said. This gave me the opportunity to do something that I would love. De Morgenson isn't your typical commercial winery. While most wineries focus on mass production, Wendy focused on quality. She planted 55 hectares of carefully tended vines. Then she did something unusual. She planted wildflowers between the vines. Everywhere, the estate became a garden, and then she introduced another innovation: Baroque music, classical music, playing in the vineyards and cellars, 24 hours a day. Mozart, Bach, structured rhythms flowing through the vines. It's absolutely amazing, Wendy said. But Wendy's story isn't just about business success. It's about giving back. She's donated $23 million to fund the Gordon Institute of Business Science and the Donald Gordon Medical Center at the University of Witwatersrand. The Donald Gordon Medical Center is the only postgraduate super specialty teaching hospital in Africa. Doctors who had originally been trained in South Africa and were living overseas returned home from all over the world. They wanted to give back to the community. She's the trustee of the Donald Gordon Foundation, one of the largest private charitable foundations in Africa. She founded the Wendy Appelbaum Foundation, focusing on health, education, and women's empowerment. In 2011, she established the Wendy Appelbaum Institute for Women's Health, ensuring women across South Africa receive appropriate health care. Today, at 64 years old, Wendy Appelbaum is worth 2.6 billion rand. That's approximately $259 million. She's South Africa's richest woman. Forbes named her one of Africa's 50 most powerful women in 2020. In 2023, she made Forbes' list of 50 over 50 in the EMEA region. She's won the Leading Women Entrepreneurs of the World Award, Forbes Woman Businesswoman of the Year, Forbes Africa Woman of the Year. Her alma mater, the University of Witwatersrand, awarded her an honorary doctorate in medicine in December 2019. The medical school that rejected her, they gave her a doctorate. She no longer wears heels in corporate corridors. She wears gumboots on farmland. She lives in Stellenbosch, surrounded by vineyards, wildflowers, and Baroque music. From being told to stay home and watch grandchildren to becoming South Africa's richest woman. From selling a billion rand inheritance to building a $259 million wine empire. From corporate boardrooms to vineyard fields playing Mozart. Wendy Appelbaum didn't just challenge expectations, she shattered them. This is South Africa's richest woman, the daughter who proved her billionaire father wrong. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more African women building empires. Drop a comment. Which part of Wendy's journey resonated with you most?